it up with some of our courses and do a class, another just flow class where we just get to do kettlebell flow. But since I love themes, today's theme is going to be a gradient, which means we're going to start with a light kettlebell, something around 10 to 15 pounds. I'm actually going to be using an 18 pounds for this, but whatever is light for you. And then we have a medium flow that we're going to go into. I have a 26 pound I'm going to do. Something between 15 and 20 is great. And then lastly, we're going to finish with a heavy flow before we cool down. And for this one, I have my 36. If you have something that's like 30 or 40 pounds, that would be perfect. If you only have 2 kettlebells, don't worry about it, just use 1 kettlebell. Again, if you have a medium, go ahead and use it for the medium flow. Or if you have the option, go ahead and double up your kettlebells for that heavy one. You should be able to. I don't see a reason why not, except for maybe one part, but we'll address it when we get there. But whatever you have at home, hopefully 3 different weights. You can also substitute a dumbbell if you have a light dumbbell for the first ones, any of that kind of stuff. And you can always message me and ask me if you have a particular situation you can't figure out with your weights for this flow and you just want to make sure you're doing it right. That is fine. So we're going to be starting actually down on the ground, and since it's a gradient, we're going to go from light to heavy, finishing with heavy. So grab your light weight, and we're going to start with 2 moves for our warm-up kind of moves. First one is going to be a beast with a kettlebell drag. So that means we're coming down to the ground. And we're going to load it up, hands and knees. You want your knees right under your hips there and your hands right under your shoulders. You're going to dig your toes in, and then the knees are going to lift up just slightly. Now we're going to take that light kettlebell. It's going to go in between, right in the middle of our 2 hands, and we're going to be dragging it right to left and left to right, switching off our hands as we do so. We've got 30 seconds of time. Go ahead and get set up. I'll set up my timer, and we'll begin with that beast with our little drag, left to right. Hands underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers. You can do a little cat-cow and find that neutral spine for you. Dig in your toes, lift those knees, and let's go 30 seconds. You're going to drag it across, put the hand down, and drag it across the other way. We want to keep that core tight. And we're halfway there, last 10 seconds. And bring those knees down. Now for our second part of our warm-up with our light kettlebell here, let's come to the center of the mat. We've got a shin box and a halo. So have that kettlebell or dumbbell. You're going to hold it goblet style in the middle and want to make those 2 90-degree angles with our shins. Lean forward, hip press up, and we're going to halo around both ways. Gently lowering down, open up to the other side, and again, hip press up, halo, left, halo, right. So we'll do this for 45 seconds. I'll start my timer now, and go ahead, begin shin box, hip press, and halo, both directions. Around the head with that kettlebell, slowly lowering down, over to the side and up. Halfway through. Getting our shoulders warmed up and our hips primed. Last 10 seconds. Excellent. Bring it down to the mat. We're going to take a quick rest, and then we're going to do 2 more rounds. That beast with kettlebell drag and our shin box with hip press. Let's get set up. Hopefully you have that kettlebell in the middle of the mat. Hands and knees. And here we go, 30 seconds and drag. Last 10 seconds. And knees down, let's start that shin box. If you remember what side you started on, try and start on the other side this time. Switch it up and go. 45 seconds, hip press up, halo. Don't use the neck, really open those shoulders. Last 20 seconds, about halfway through. And last 5. And come to the center, rest. We're gonna take a quick break. One more round of this warm up, and then we're gonna get into kind of the first light flow. Kind of maybe 2 flows, I don't know, we'll see. Whatever you wanna consider it. Let's get ready into that quadruped position. Hands and knees. Gonna lift those hips up, knees up, and drag. Last 10 seconds. And bring those knees down. Finish with our last shin box. Load it up goblet style and hips up, halo, halo. Last 20 seconds, about halfway there. And bring it down to rest. Take a quick break. And we're gonna get into 2 new moves. So first one's gonna start on the ground. This is going to be a little bit of ground flow, animal flow. So that starting position, beast with the kettlebell underneath of you. We're gonna be taking that kettlebell with us as we turn. So I'm in my beast. I'm gonna pick up my kettlebell in my left hand to pull it close to my chest, right leg under my body, pop my hips, and press that kettlebell up. Bring it back down slowly. Kettlebell back to the middle, beast. Pick it up in the right hand. Left goes under, left leg goes under, and press. All right. So for that, we've got 45 seconds of work side to side, just like that shin press. Take your time. Move slow. If you're not familiar with the under switch yet, go ahead and just try this one body weight. All you're doing is you're kicking one leg under your body, okay, and popping the hips. So practice with no weight first, if this is a new move for you, and then try it with your light kettlebell or light dumbbell. Dumbbells work great for this. Here we go. I'm going to set up. And here we go, 45 seconds. Picking up that kettlebell, pull it close to the chest. Leg goes under, pop. And close to the chest as you come back around. Having it close to the chest is going to lessen the amount that you're going to get that kettlebell to roll and hit you in an uncomfortable way. 20 seconds, halfway. Last 10. All right. Now let's come up to standing. This one, I'll break it down since it is a little bit more complicated. We have a swing, a clean, well, really a snatch, which is a clean that's going to go all the way up, and a reverse lunge. So let's first break down kind of the two moves, and then in the middle we've got an around the world. So the snatch is very similar to a swing in that you have the hip motion, but we're going to pull that kettlebell up, all the way up so it's overhead as we land into a reverse lunge. The leg that steps back is underneath my kettlebell. Now your knee does not need to go down to the ground. It should not. I'm just doing that to show you this position. So all together, it looks like this. All right, so as I use my hips, I'm going to pull up, lunge down, and balance. That's why we're using that light weight. Now in between, you're going to have an around the world. So you're going to go past behind, in front, 2, 3, down to the center, and then snatching on the other side. Bring it down into the middle, throw it out for 1, 2, 3, center, snatch. All right, when I come down, I kick it in to the middle of my legs, pop my hips out, and send it behind for another round. 3, in the middle, up, it comes down, and reverses direction in that around the world. 2, 3, and snatch. All right, I'm going to call out, but you really just need 3 pieces. Around the world, where you go center, snatch, and lunge. Around the world, snatch, lunge. 3 pieces that make up this flow. So follow along. I will talk out our whole first round, and this is the first flow. So if you remember, we do 1-minute flows. Go ahead, start with that kettlebell. Going in around the world, pass behind, in front for 1, 2, 3, center, snatch it up overhead into your reverse lunge, stand up, goes into the center, swing it out and around. 2, 3, center, snatch, and bring it down, center, hips out for a round. 2, 3, center, snatch, reverse lunge, and in, throw it out, around for 2, and 3, and center, snatch. Good. Bring it down and out and around for 1, 2, 3, center, snatch, reverse lunge. And go ahead, bring that kettlebell down to rest. There's my beeps. Okay. That's a lot, huh? So we're going to go back, take 30 seconds to rest. We're going to go back to that first one before we go up again into that around the world snatch. Not to make it too complicated, but back down to the ground for our under switch and crab press. So kettlebells down on the ground. A little bit shorter on this one, 45 seconds, under switch and press. Knees up, grab that kettlebell close to you, under switch, Pop those hips. And bring it back. Keep that breath going for halfway. Last 20 seconds. And bring it down to rest. Come on up. We're going to try that flow again. Let's start with that around the world sequence. I'll call out for the first 30 seconds. Here we go, 1 minute. Go around for 1, 2, 3, center, snatch, and reverse lunge. And down, kick it out to go around. 2, 3, center, snatch, and lunge. And center, kick it out for 1, 2, 3, center, snatch, and lunge. And you're on your own. Try to go with the flow. Remember, it's 3, center, snatch. You got 18 seconds. And last 5. And resting. Take 30 seconds. Have some water. We're going to go back in one last round. I almost said 2 more rounds. One last round of these 2. And then we've got our medium flow coming up. All right, let's get down to the ground and ready. All right, 45 seconds. Knees up, kettlebell close to the shoulder. Halfway through, 20 seconds. Last 10. And bring it down and take it up. So for this last round of flow, as we usually do, I'm only going to call out 1 time each move, and then we're just going to try and flow with our music, with our bell, and get into it, all right? We should be good and warmed up now and ready to flow. Turn my music up just a little bit, and let's start with us around the world. We're going to go around for 1, 2, 3, center, and snatch into your reverse lunge. And here we go. Try and flow. Find your rhythm. Remember, keep breathing. Time your breath with your kettlebell. Last 5, 4. All right. We can put those little kettlebells to the side. It's time to grab your medium bell. There we go. We'll let the little one watch from up there. Now we are just going to do one flow with our medium since it's a little bit heavier, and we're going to kind of play to this one's strengths. So we used that light one for our last flow because that overhead snatch with our reverse lunge is so hard to balance. So we want to use something light. We've talked about this concept in the past. If you're going for balance, use a lighter weight because the less stable you are, the less strength you're going to be able to muster. All right, so for this medium weight, we have a swing, clean, curtsy lunge, into a thruster, into a windmill. So that's going to look like one swing, a clean, into a curtsy lunge when I come out, into my thruster. So I use coming out of my curtsy to go into my thruster, turn this foot out away from my kettlebell, and keeping my legs straight, torso straight, look up at that kettlebell. You can go as low as comfortable, and back up. Bring it back down, swing to switch, and clean into your curtsy lunge, thruster it up, turn out that opposite toe, drop into your windmill, and you're pushing your hips to the side, keeping that leg nice and straight. All right, so it looks like swing, switch, clean, curtsy, thruster, windmill, baby. All right? Who's ready? Is anyone more excited than I am? We have 3 rounds at 1 minute with our 30-second rest. As usual, I'm going to call this out for the whole first round, so I better water up so I can speak. All right. So let's start with one swing, one clean, up into that curtsy. Here we go. Get that bell ready to swing, clean into your curtsy lunge, pop out into your thruster, drop into your windmill. All right, bring it down, swing, switch, clean, curtsy, thruster, into that windmill, and swing, switch, clean, curtsy, up into your thruster, I almost forgot, and windmill, swing, switch, clean, into your curtsy lunge, up into your thruster, over into your windmill. We got stability, control, and power. Clean, into curtsy, thruster, into windmill, and bring it down, swing to switch. Clean, curtsy, thruster, windmill, and bring that kettlebell down. Take a well-deserved 30-second rest. What do we think? Hopefully feeling it. I missed flows. I really, really wanted to do a flow class, so I love these so much. As much as I love teaching concept work, I also love to get kettlebell flow myself. All right, here we go. Second round, 30 seconds. I'm gonna call out to you. 30 seconds, you're all on your own. That means it's up to you to do the magic and flow with your weight. How do you like this side view of me talking? Hopefully, I moved it up a little bit. Wow, you can't see the kettlebell at the top of my thruster. All right, enough talk, let's flow. 1 minute, start with that swing, clean into your curtsy. Thruster, drop it into your windmill, and bring it down, swing, switch. Clean, curtsy, thruster, and windmill. Bring it down, swing to switch, clean, and curtsy. Thruster, and drop into that windmill. Now you're on your own. Find your flow. Don't forget to breathe. ideally, you're breathing with each movement. Don't hold your breath. All right. Kettlebells are down. Rest for 30 seconds. We've got our last flow, where you flow mostly on your own. Hopefully, this one is making sense. All right, last time with this medium, and then we've got our heavy set. So let's get ready. I'm gonna call out one time on one side, and then you know the deal. Let's bump the music up. Nice. Here we go. 1 minute. Go swing. And clean to curtsy. Thruster. Windmill. Swing to switch. And flow. Keep breathing, you got 18 seconds. All right, kettlebells down. It's here, the dreaded heavy weight flow. Now, I also was so interested in doing this kind of flow where we did a light, medium, and heavy, because I also want you to kind of get a sense that different moves are appropriate for different weights. But just because a weight is heavy or really light doesn't mean you can't flow with it. You just have to be a little bit more choosy about the exercises. You'll notice we didn't do a lot of deadlifts leading up to this because it's not very challenging with a light or medium weight. So that's where this heavy weight comes in. Now, if you're doing a double kettlebell, you're just gonna hold the kettlebell in 2 hands. There is one caveat. You are going to be cleaning into a front rack when you do your squat. So let me explain my flow first before I get too ahead of myself. It's going to be with both hands on your heavy ass kettlebell. You've got one deadlift all the way up and down, and then row. Then you're going to swing and then kind of, not necessarily clean with this heavy one, but just hike it up into a goblet and squat. From there, lowering it down, deadlift again, and back down. Row, swing, and squat. All right, deadlift, row, swing, and squat. So if you got that double, you're gonna do a double swing, but then clean, double front rack, just like you did on that curtsy, and squat with that. And that's a way you can use 2 medium bells to substitute 1 heavy bell, or you know, maybe you have 2 dumbbells, something like that. You can also do it with that. Okay, 3 rounds, 1 minute. I'm pretty sweaty already. So let's get it. The song is telling me to get it. I'll call it out for this whole round, starting with our deadlift. Let's hit it. So go ahead, 1 dead, all the way up, down, and row. Now, swing that bell up and hike it up. Catch it into a goblet and squat. All right, back down. Deadlift, row, swing, pow, and up, squat. Got it? Deadlift, row, swing, and goblet squat. Deadlift, swing, up into goblet squat, back down, deadlift, row, and swing, up into goblet, squat, deadlift, row, kettlebell down, go ahead, rest, saved by the bell. So we've got 2 more rounds, same as usual. I'll call it the first 30 seconds on our next round. How's that feeling? A little bit different, right? We move differently with those bigger weights. So kettlebells encourage you to be creative. Be creative with your bells. Use them at all sizes. All right, minute number 2. You get 30 seconds of me helping you out, and then you're on your own. Here we go. Go. 1 deadlift, 1 row, 1 swing, and squat, deadlift, row, swing, and squat, deadlift, row, swing, and squat. You're on your own. Breathing's really important on this one. That heavy weight might make you feel like you need to hold your breath, but don't. Breathe. Go ahead, rest. 30 seconds. One last time. Just flowing on your own with that bell. Who's ready? Get your water, you have 15 seconds. Keeping those shoulders warm. All right, here we go. Last round. Insanity. Let's get it. 1 deadlift, 1 row, 1 swing, and squat. Let's go. Imagine how badass you look right now, and just channel that in your flow. You're a beast. There you go, 30 seconds. You got this. Last 10. Go ahead, rest. I may have gotten a bit too hyped up by that flow and playlist, but there you go. How nice is that? So I'm not going to leave you high and dry. Let's cool it down now. Come on to the bottom of your mat, feet together. Big stretch overhead. Let's take a deep breath in and reach. Exhale. Bring those hands down to the ground, let the head hang. Big toes together. Sink your weight into your heels. Open up your butt cheeks. Try to turn your tailbone up to the sky. And walk those hands out, little hand steps. plank and back into a downward dog. Chest towards the knees. Let's take left leg up, three-legged dog. Bring that knee up into the chest and plant that between the feet at the front of the mat and open up to the left. Take a nice deep breath. Drop your back knee. Reach for your back foot. Nice open shoulders. Keep that front knee right over your ankle. If you've got the flexibility to pick up that back foot and hold on to it, go for it. Go for your full pretzel. Nice deep breath. Release that foot. Bring the hand back around. You're going to turn your whole body using your hands to drop your butt down towards the ground as you turn towards the right. Open up this inner thigh and walk it back forward. Send that left leg up and back into three-legged dog. And then you can open the hip and kick the butt, stretching out that quad, opening up the hip. And let's bring that foot down. Return to your downward dog. Chest towards the knees. Walk out those feet. And right side, three-legged dog. Hips are level. Bring that right knee forward. Planting the foot up at the top of the mat between the feet. Open up your right arm to the ceiling. Nice deep breath. Lower down your back knee and reach for your back foot. Keep that front knee over the ankle. If you grab the foot on the other side, go ahead, pretzel over here. And release that foot. Hands to the ground. Turn yourself all the way to the left. Open up this inner thigh. Keep this foot here flat on the ground. And walk it back. Send that right foot back into three-legged dog. And then open it up. Kick the butt. Stretching out the quad and opening the hip. Bring that foot down. Downward dog. Walk out those ankles, both heels to the ground. Take your left arm, reach towards your right ankle. And return, right arm, left ankle. And return, let's come up onto the tippy toes. Curl the feet under, stretch the top of the foot. Lowering the shins down, drop the butt back, the arms back. Nice big breath. And when you're ready, you can come up into seated. Give yourself a pat on the back for showing up on the mat today. Thank you for having fun with me and my family of kettlebells with my gradient flow today. And I will see you next week. We've got 2 more classes to finish up our series on planes of motion. Look forward to more flows in the future. I don't think I'll ever be able to stop doing kettlebell flow. So great to see you all on Friday for this gradient flow, and I will see you this coming week. Have a good weekend.